all, today we are going to study a syndrome known as the Klinefelter syndrome. This Klinefelter syndrome was first of all described in the year 1942 by a scientist known as Dr. Harry Klinefelter. And the syndrome what we are studying is a sex chromosomal abnormality. As we know very well that the sex chromosomes are XX in the case of the female and XY in the case of the male. Basically, this Klinefelter syndrome occurs in the case of the males. As we know very well that a normal male is having the genetic constitution 44A plus XY. 44A means 44 autosomes and XY are the sex chromosome. Like this, a normal male is having 46 chromosomes with a genetic constitution of 44 autosomes and X and Y that are known as the sex chromosome. Okay, but as we know that Klinefelter syndrome is a sex chromosomal abnormality. So what happens here? The chromosome number in the case of the male, instead of 46, it comes out to be 47. Now why this male is having 47 chromosome? The reason is that this male is having extra X chromosomes. This male is having extra X chromosome. So you can see here that the genetic constitution is 44A. A means autosomes. Okay, means 22 pairs. So 44 autosomes plus XXY means in a normal male the genetic constitution is XY, but here the sex chromosome constitution can be seen is XXY, means there is an extra X chromosome in a male who is suffering from the Klinefelter syndrome. So the chromosome number comes out to be 47. So we can see here there is an extra X chromosome. But one more thing I want to tell you, that in the extreme cases of the Klinefelter syndrome, there may be more than 2 X chromosomes also. This is a simple case study of Klinefelter syndrome where you are able to see there are 2 X chromosomes in the male. But here in the extreme cases of the Klinefelter syndrome, there may be more than 2 X chromosomes also, say for XXXY. So here the chromosome number will become 48. How it became 48? 44 are the autosomes. Okay. So 44 are the autosomes, 44, 45, 46, 47 and 48. This comes out to be 48. And in more extreme cases, the number of the X chromosome in the Klinefelter syndrome may be 4X. So the genetic constitution will be 44A means 44 autosomes and 45, 46, 47, 48 and 49. So we can see here that a person suffers from the Klinefelter syndrome may have 47 chromosome, and in extreme cases it may have 48 chromosome or sometimes 49 chromosomes also. Now what are the basic symptoms, what are the basic characteristics of this Klinefelter syndrome we are going to study here. But before that, you must know that the Klinefelter syndrome male is phenotypically it is male-like. Okay, phenotypically these individuals are male-like, but they can show some female secondary sexual characteristic. Okay, what I want to say, phenotypically they are male, but they are showing some feminine secondary sexual characteristics. That's why these males who are actually suffering from the Klinefelter syndrome can also be called it as feminized males, though they are male but having the characteristic of the female. That's why they are called as the feminized males. Now here are some characteristics. Okay, I have explained all the characteristics here. You can see that they are having small functionless testes. They are having small functionless testes. In a normal male, you know that the testes are normal, but a male suffering from the Klinefelter syndrome have functionless testes, and sometimes they also have the small penis. Okay, so these are the peculiar features. The second one, very important feature of the Klinefelter syndrome is that they are having enlarged breast just like the females, and this development of the breast in the case of the male right, is called as the gynecomastia. It is very important feature of the Klinefelter syndrome. Okay. The third one is they are having feminine pitched voice. As you know very well that a normal male is having coarse voice. Okay, the voice is having heavy pitch, but here you can see that the feminine pitched voice is there, means the person suffering from the Klinefelter syndrome is having the frequency of the sound or the pitch of the sound just like a female. Now, they are also having long limbs. Basically, it is seen that the limbs are, particularly the hind limbs, are extraordinarily long, means they are having long limbs, and they are having knocked knees. They are having knocked knees. Now the question arises that what we mean by knocked knees. We want to tell that the distance between the two knees, is short in the Klinefelter syndrome male. Okay, and it is a feminine character. The big difference between a male and a female is that the females are having less distance between the knees, while the males are having more distance between the knees. But because this male is feminized, it is a feminized male, that's why it has less distance between the knees, and that's why such knees are called as knocked knees. They are having underdeveloped body hairs. As we know very well that in the case of the normal males, as soon as the testosterone hormone is secreted at the age of the puberty, so the body hairs are developed. But in them, because the androgen level or because the testosterone level is low, what happens that the hairs on the body are less developed. They have underdeveloped body hairs, as well as they are having less facial hairs, and that too the growth of the facial hairs occur a little bit delayed. Okay, now they are sterile. They are not having the fertility. Okay, they are sterile because of the low production, of sperms, or sometime sperms may be absent. Either they have very low production of the sperm, or sometimes the sperms are totally absent, and hence they are called as sterile, means they are not having the fertility power. They are unusually tall. A person who is actually suffering from the Klinefelter syndrome, because it is having long limbs, it seems to be unusually tall. Okay, they have also less muscle mass. Their muscle mass is not just like a normal male. They have less muscle mass, and their bones are very much weak. Okay, they have less muscle mass, their bones are very much weak, they have lower energy levels in their body, and overall we can say that they are having delayed secondary sexual development. Whatever the secondary sexual development occur, okay, that is very much delayed. In a normal male, the secondary sexual characteristic develop at the age of the puberty, but in them there is delayed secondary sexual development. Okay, not only this, sometimes the question is asked in the examinations that what about the hormone levels about the Klinefelter syndrome. So a person or a male suffering from the Klinefelter syndrome have high level of FSH hormone. We know very well what is FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. They have high level of FSH hormone, and they have insufficient or lower level of the androgen hormone. So why FSH hormone? Because of the FSH, higher level of the FSH hormone, they are showing more feminine characteristics, and they are having less level of the androgen. Androgen means what? Testosterone hormone. So they have less level of androgen hormone. And one more thing, that those people who are actually suffering from the Klinefelter syndrome, they have increased risk. They have increased risk of the breast cancer, as well as they have increased risk of a bone deformity, and that is known as the osteoporosis. Now, nowadays we are having some facilities that before the birth also we can diagnose the Klinefelter syndrome. Means if we want to know that whether the fetus is suffering from the Klinefelter syndrome or not? So we are having the diagnosis methods, means before birth also we can diagnose that a male is suffering from a Klinefelter syndrome or no. Now, one more thing, there is a concept of bar body. There is a concept of bar body. Let me tell you first about the bar body, that what is bar body. Bar body means what? Out of the 2X chromosome, in a normal female, one X chromosome is darkly colored, which is heterochromatic, and that darkly colored X chromosome is called as what? The bar body. Okay, and the bar body, the number of the bar body in a normal female is 1. Why? Because she has 2X chromosome. So always remember what is bar body. Bar body, number of bar body is what? Total number of X chromosome minus 1. Say for a normal female is having 2X chromosome. Okay, so total number of X chromosome minus 1 gives out to the bar body. Okay, so in a normal female, the total number of X chromosome is 2, so 2 minus 1, 1. But here what we are studying, the Klinefelter syndrome. Now sometimes the question is asked that a person suffering from the Klinefelter syndrome, say for the person suffering from the Klinefelter syndrome is having the genetic constitution 44A plus XXY. So question is asked in examination that what is the number of the bar body in a person having the genetic constitution of 44 autosomes plus XXY is equal to 47. So it is very much clear that number of bar body is equal to, so number of bar body is equal to total number of X chromosome minus 1. Now see here, in a person suffering from the Klinefelter syndrome, there are 2X chromosomes. So what will happen? Number of X chromosome minus 1. So 2X minus 1. So total number of X chromosome are 2. So 2 minus 1, the answer will be 1. Altogether in nutshell we can say that number of bar bodies in a person suffering from the Klinefelter syndrome is 1. Okay. So dear student, this was all about the Klinefelter syndrome. Keep watching my videos. Thanks a lot.